So this is the annotated layout that I did make this morning. So this isn't like a complete thing, but this is the first floor. And I'll be going over it and explaining probably. So the photo I'm about to show you, okay, is I believe this part of the building. This is what it looked like in one of those shitty one-story buildings. This one right next would be the first one closest to my house. This one right next to my house, dude. And the reason that I say this is probably where my room was is because of this door back here and the light coming in. It would have had to been toward the front of the building. They made these into shelves from the jump, okay? And they made these phantom windows that I'm about to tell you about into shelves too. I can't believe this shit. Like, remember when I was telling you guys how I've said so many times, like, I don't know what was the original building, okay? Because apparently the guy who had this place built finished in 1908, you know, the original home. They finished this original building in 1908, but supposedly there's an original building that predates this finished version from 1908 right here. 1908, some part of this building predates 1908 and was the original unit according to that article, that super old piece of information that I found and I told you guys about. So you guys remember I was telling you in the basement video where I discussed the basement in detail, like this room right here, the front room was elevated. It was elevated. And that's where the huge fireplace was, okay? So this fireplace right here, see how this inclines up, dude? This one right here was like the smaller part, the smaller entrance to this fireplace room, because you could walk all around the fireplace, okay? And over here on this side that led into the front room, that was a wider area where the floor like sloped upward. I searched and searched to try to find a picture of this, or even a picture that I took of myself where you could maybe kind of see it behind me. This is a still from a video that I took in the front room. And this is what I'm talking about right here. This is the littler like ramp that leads to that part beyond the fireplace, the wall beyond the fireplace, right? Because there's a wall right here, but then there's a wall back there. That's where we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about like right here, dude. Oh, and by the way, this is in my bedroom by the bedroom door. I found this picture where you can see the little cross, the little glass cross in the corner I set on the floor when I was freaked out about that ghost and the picture of Jesus up on the wall. That's that little glass cross I was telling you about. This is a terrible picture. Like, I mean, it's terrible because if this is the wall, okay? Like, if you're going down that smaller slope from the front room, this is the wall right here that would be on your left. You cannot see it. It's me and against the wall, and this was the wallpaper, which I always thought was kind of interesting. My point is, back here, okay, you see this area that's kind of like framed in right here on the wall, okay? That's all the photo that I've got of what I'm about to talk to you about. Yo, unraveling the fucking mystery of this place. Well, I'm not frustrated, okay? But I am like, I feel some type of way, and I don't know how to describe how I feel about it, but it's just the fact that there's no pictures, man. There's not any pictures. I don't know what it looked like originally. I don't know if there's any way to find out what the first unit was they built. You know, anything. Like, I don't know. And I don't think there'll ever be answers to this. And that makes me feel some type of way. But I can't even describe to you how it makes me feel. Yeah, so in this orb photo, you can see there's the wallpaper on that wall. And that's the smaller slope leading out of the front room. And this is, of course, the office door that leads in. Okay, there's the fireplace. If you went this way, you would be on the big slope. And if you went around the corner this way, that's where the littler slope is, and this whole wall back here. I want you to note the thickness of this wall. All right, this is the door, the office door that leads into this area. And look how thick that wall is, okay? Bear that in mind. That wall straight ahead had a phantom window with shelving. And then this wall right next to it had a smaller phantom window with shelving. And that's what you can see in the corner of that picture I showed you behind me. framed in? Why are there windows right there? Random windows. And answer me this. Okay. If this doctor guy came along from Tennessee and starts building the first unit in the early 1900s, if he knows he's going to be building this thing, tell me why the hell he's going to build the first unit, okay, with windows on it in the first place that are going to just then have to be walled in and like made into shelves. Why is he going to do that? You're left with phantom windows from the jump. Why would he do that? It's my thing is this, okay? If you're standing there beyond the fireplace and you're looking at this wall and you're looking at this other wall over here with a smaller window on it, tell me one thing. Answer me this. Are you standing inside what that building would have been if that was windows on some side of it? Are you standing facing, looking at it from what would have been inside the building? Or are you looking at the outside? Was it always like a medical facility of some type way back in the day, predating the early 1900s? Was it a doctor's house? Was it just a house and the doctor bought it and then like did something to it and then that was the first unit and then it was completed in 1908? Was that the original house? And where were the boundaries of that? All I know is that that was the completed building from 1908. This was the completed building from 1908. Like I've always said, this room right here, man, was different from the rest of the house. The floor rotted out completely like it was just wood. Did the original building like go from here to like the front office area? What's the deal with the huge fireplace? See, that's what I always wondered. Why the hell is there this huge fireplace sitting here with like the whole area open around it and then these weird sloped up floors that led into the front room, which if that part of the building was the original building, that front room and the upstairs above it, you know, would have been there originally. Like, I just don't fucking get it, dude. Like, I mean, those phantom windows by that fireplace, what does that mean? What does that mean? And I've thought, like, could it have been like a counter or like a prescription, like pharmacy area? You know, is that the deal with the windows there? But no, dude, this window, dude, it was like close to the floor. It was like a window, man. It was a window. It wasn't no counter or nothing like that, you know? It was a window, man. And, God. So this is the doorway that leads into the office and stuff. Okay, on this side of, out in the hall, okay, and on this side of this room, right here, over to the side, was another phantom window. And I have a picture of it. We had taped it off and stuff. And this is a picture of me being goofier than this is a picture of me being fucking nasty, to be honest with you. And I'm just not even going to lie about it. But I do want to show you. This was the door to the office, okay? And this was that, like, taped up phantom window that was about the size of that other one that was on that wall next to the bigger window by the fireplace. So those are, like, the same size, dude. That's, like, the same size as the smaller window that was out there. So, dude, so my point is, like I said, look at the thickness of that wall right there. And if this side of it was that thick, too, and then there was that window right there. Was this the outside of the building? Was this at one time the outside wall of the building? Because if you go on down the halls and into the side door entrance area, like I've discussed this, the depth of those doorways, man, they were deep like that. This is hall number 1, right? Side door entrance right here. And there's like, was this like the boundary of the building at some point? Some building that used to stand there? This is freaking impossible, dude. Like, I cannot figure this out. And I just remembered this last night. I just realized this because, like I said, there's not any photos of that big shelf window right there by the fireplace. There's not any photos of that. And why were the walls so thick? Like it had been the outside of the building or the boundary of the building. A building. That's my I have to get up and go alarm, dude. I have to get ready to get up and go. I ain't gonna lie to you and say I have even the foggiest notion what building came first, what part of the 1908 building was some original part, how big that section was, how long it was, whether it was one story or two in the beginning, whether the original building or the original first unit encompassed the main stairway and the only stairway that I've ever known that there was. Any ideas, man? Like, this is all I have of any type of layout diagram of this place. I don't know when this dates back to. If it's 50s, 40s, 30s, I don't know. I was told there was a house there that dated back to the 1800s. Okay, that's what I was told, and that it was a doctor's house, and then he built onto it and built the rest of it and stuff. That was what I was told. I don't know. So, if anybody out there has any ideas or any information or any ideas on how to get information, I mean, let me know. Do I think that there's much chance that we're going to uncover anything like that in this process? And, you know, if there's any interest in this, do I really think that we're going to find out any major new information or breakthroughs of understanding the layout and the history of it, therefore? I guess you never know. Do I hope so? Most certainly, but, you know, it's 50-50, I guess. There could be more information out there to get, or there may not be. So, this is where I'm going to leave this session.